I believe that this program is one of the finest high school marching bands in the country. We look at high schools, colleges, cultural groups, you name it, and it's led us here to South Florida today.
It is a big honor, you know, and it's an accolade that not many programs in the country can post.
And it is with great pleasure that I announce today that for the first time in this school's history, the Stoneman Douglas High School Eagle Regiment.
So to get this is probably one of the biggest things, if not the biggest thing that's ever happened to this band program.
Eagle Regiment has been selected to represent the great state of Florida and perform in New York City in the 2023 Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade.
There's a process to submit a packet, okay, for them to see whether you make the cut or not. And I believe we found out the directors in March.
One of 6 out of 100. That is a huge accomplishment. Congratulations.
It was exciting. We knew that that they were applying to be in the parade, but we didn't know for sure. We didn't have any information about it, so everyone was really excited.
When we first found out, it was such a huge shock for us because it was something that our band director had talked about so many times, but we didn't actually think that it was going to happen to us and that we would be selected to perform. And the announcement was huge. I mean, we had a representative come down and it was all like confetti and streamers, and it was just such a big surprise.
So for Macy's, we actually started it before our competition season ended. We kind of got a look at the music. We started working on the music some in class. Then we started to stage the show outside. And then we really started to figure out that we needed more time.
So we had our marching band show that we had to make and do competitions with, which is completely separate from the Macy's show. So right after we did our BOA regional in Orlando, we moved straight into Macy's. We switched gears into all of the production, learning the music, the visual stuff. And that was, it was kind of offsetting at first because we just finished doing the show and it was like, what do we do now?
Otherwise, it's so close. Do you hear me? It's so close. I had a yes in there. Please, one more time. Let's go.
I think everybody realizes that it's a much bigger deal than we originally thought. I mean, marching in a parade, that's pretty straightforward, but when you have to do that production at the end, it's like a mini version of your competition show. And it's got to be really detail-oriented for it to be all that. The first one was awesome, a lot of excitement. We're staging the show. We use an app called UDB, Ultimate Drill Book. So everybody goes on there and we'll say, go set up page 1.
Right, we're working towards page 5, which is where our cover downs are.
And then they march it, then they simulate playing the music, so they kind of sing it. And then eventually we start to play it, and then we kind of build on it. The difference though is like we're not on a football field, we're on a tarp.
So the biggest issues is that like on a football field there are like yard lines that we can go off of, but on the actual tarp that we're going to be using, there's not really lines, so you just kind of have to line yourself with other people. So it's a lot more trust in each other and making sure that other people are right so that way you can fix your own dot.
I just know we've spent the past few months just strictly working on our competition season, and I'm really excited to see where we can take this, but it's going to be a long road ahead of us.
Then it's about individual practice, okay, and what you're doing outside of here, you know? And when you get together in rehearsal, it's rehearsal for everybody, not individuals. And when we're having to stop because musicians can't play their music, or maybe some people forgot the counts and the count structure, or maybe they're just being high school kids and not listening when we receive the instructions of what the rep is going to be.
Immediately after our first practice, we realized we had a lot to focus on. Doing a stage show compared to a marching show, on a field is completely different. There's no guidelines, the spacing is completely different, and the way that all the different players are moved across like the space makes everything sound different. So we have to work on rebalancing everything completely.
Practice today was honestly not so great, and that's kind of been the theme recently. Recently we've had a lot of like talking and performance issues and just not listening on the field. So we really just have to hammer it down. It's not like this is an unfixable issue. We just really have to work together and make sure that everybody's tracking and everybody's on the same team.
So those are always the struggles, you know. It's like we always tell our band students, it's very easy to get from here to here in the band world. Anybody can do it, okay? But it's about getting from here to up here.
So when we first started rehearsing, I don't think anyone understood the significance of going to perform in the Macy's parade. And now that we're, I think, a week away from today, everyone realizes that this is a big deal. Everyone's going to be watching.
So the issues we faced today have been the issues we've been facing for the past 3-4 years. And that's just people who don't care. This place is like a family to a lot of us, and we all put a lot of passion and a lot of time into what we do here. So the people who don't care and the people who don't practice and the people who don't know their stuff, they kind of make everyone upset and they throw off the vibe around here.
Because everybody in any performing discipline, you hit kind of a wall at a certain point, or let's say that peaking hits you, and that's where your design team and your directors and your staff have to be really creative to tap the most potential out of each individual.
For next practice, our goal is just to be more honed in and to focus more. A lot of what I said our issues are focus. People aren't paying attention and people aren't listening, and you learn something one rep and then you forget it the next one, and the directors are saying the same things over and over again. So once we get everybody locked in and on the same page, that's all it's going to take to make next practice even better.
So sometimes it comes through some tough love, sometimes it comes through some added video assignments, and some degree of added pressure on everybody to not let their team down, and they have to, you know, get their individual stuff in order so that it makes the big thing great. So where we are now, the show's already all done, and it's like now it's just putting icing on the cake. You know, we're just really trying to add in all the little things that make the big thing great.
I can definitely tell like a lot of people are realizing like the etiquette we need to have and the focus we need to have on the field. I think that it's getting better. And as people are getting better, it's just one or two people just sticking out now, so it's really obvious when someone's not buying into it.
So that's kind of where we are right now. 3 rehearsals left before we leave, and a performance in full uniform this Thursday night. So a lot of excitement, you know. So those are they kind of parallel, the first rehearsal and where we are now. The in-between is what's a little different.
We definitely improved on just moving together as a group in a smaller space, because we usually have like a whole football field, and now we only have like the small part of Herald Square for 162 people. We also improved on just music overall.
Our show has gotten exponentially better today. It was kind of a jumbled mess. You know, we've only had a couple practices with it so far, but I think today everyone was trying harder than they have before, and it was clearly an improvement. Everyone was happier, the practice seemed to go by faster, and I think if we just keep going on this track, it's going to be a lot better in the future.
We are very honored to be in the parade, and we are just wishing for great weather, wishing for an incredibly memorable performance out of our students. Like, it's an incredible family, and that's why we got the nod to perform in this parade, and that's why I think that everything's lining up to be an incredible life-changing experience for everyone.
I'm really excited. I love New York. I've been to New York before, but going as a group is going to be really exciting.
I am very confident that we're going to do a great job at Macy's. The Eagle Regiment, and especially Stoneman Douglas, we've got a lot to show to the world, and I'm sure we're going to do that on Thanksgiving Day.
Day parade. Can't wait to see you guys on TV. Have a great time. Happy Thanksgiving.
So the day of the performance, 2 a.m., okay, 2 a.m. Thursday morning, we will all be in the lobby of the hotel dressed, and we will make our way to 34th Street, Herald Square, and we have a quick 10-minute rehearsal with NBC. It's going to be the first time that we get on that street, and so we'll be able to go out, practice our on a couple of times to make sure that they find that first set the right way, and then we'll run the production a couple of times, hopefully, and then we'll run the exit a couple of times, and then if anything seems a little strange, we can go ahead and just play that little section just to make sure that it works out. It gives the NBC people a chance to see what they want to focus on in our production. It gives us a chance to rehearse in the actual venue. So it's like a 10-minute rehearsal. They call that the overnight rehearsal. After that rehearsal happens on that Thursday morning, maybe we're looking at, I don't know, 4 in the morning now, something like that. We're going to go to our breakfast spot and we'll eat breakfast, and then we'll get back on the bus and we'll head out to Central Park to the staging area of the parade and wait.
Congratulations to the Marjory Stoneman Douglas High School Eagle Regiment. Guys, you have made history again, and I know we keep saying that, but you have made history again. Congratulations. Enjoy tonight. Happy Thanksgiving.
One of the things that we've spoken about since we came to MSD 5 years ago was putting our program in our school in a positive light, so that when MSD comes up in conversation, maybe it will be about the way that they performed in the Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade.
It's been an incredible journey to come so far in such a short time. Our efforts were undoubtedly worth it, and performing on that national stage was the biggest thing our band has ever done. These memories will definitely be cherished by the Eagle Regiment forever.